Ave, Ave Alexander, Ave Christus Rex, Ave. Welcome to the very first Zaenderist bi-weekly rally that we have all waited so long and dear for. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's with great honor that I host and begin the very first Zaenderist rally for you all. Less than a month ago, they created a 300-page document to break us. And who do I mean when I say they? I mean the degenerates, the Teutonians, who have created a monopoly throughout Stalemated, whom spread a disease of degeneracy and complacency to empty-headed dreamers. The most effective medicine is a bullet. That is the best way to cure these idiots. Loikard is a degenerate. Stalemated itself is ran by degenerates. And it is all a plot to destroy us, to bastardize us, to infiltrate our communities and attempt to destroy us. They want to wipe Zaenderism off the face of the platform. Are we gonna allow them to wipe Zaenderism and Aleczaender off the platform? No, of course not. Of course not. We have come too far as a community, as a people, to allow them to attempt to force us out of the community, and they shall never, ever throw us out. After that tribunal, we were betrayed by cowards and traitors within our ranks of Octavium. And you ask, how can we fight them? We united, we joined together under Zaenderism, under Aleczaender. We will sacrifice, we will struggle, but only then will we triumph, and we shall triumph. If a thief takes your money and you take it back, does that also make you a thief? In 2025, Aleczaender was betrayed by Loikard despite a legally binding contract between the two. The Zaenderist movement and Zaenderism itself is simply taking back that which was stolen from us just 1 month before, namely the right. The right to defend ourselves against the incapable and degenerative community and monopoly by Loikard. No force, no doxing, no coercion, no blackmail was used by Aleczaender, yet the masses flocked to him willingly. After everything that has occurred at this trial, why is Loikard not on trial? After all of the force, doxing, coercion, and blackmail used by him and his cronies, he should be put on trial. If Aleczaender is guilty of anything, he is guilty of defending the honor and image of the Zaenderist movement and his people. I demand freedom. Freedom from degenerates. And they point their fingers at us, when in reality, it is them who deserve to be put on trial. It is them who deserve to be punished. For many years, we were but prisoners, blindfolded, fending off blows from every direction. What had Aleczaender done? What had we done to deserve this treatment? We were not even aware of who our enemy truly was. We were innocent victims of greed, of hatred, of cunning. And in the recent months, we have all suffered like this. Aleczander more than anyone. Yet, there is no need to live in darkness. The turning point in my life is when the blindfold was ripped from my eyes and I could see my enemy, our enemy, the degenerates. We recognize them. We recognize them. We see their filth, their greed, and how it has stung the heart of our beloved community. We must crush this vermin. We must wipe this plague from our nation, from our community. What we say today will soon be forgotten, but what we do will live on for a thousand years. Ave Alexander! Ave Christus Rex! Ave!
Mic check. And we're back. We're back. All right. They tried to stop us, but we didn't let them. All right, let's get this show on the road. It's been a long time coming since we've had a great Zaenderist rally with my fellow comrades in arms. Let me tell you. Well. My fellow Zaenderists, it's great to be back. It is great to be back in my loyalist arms. After a short hiatus, it is so great. Honestly, so good to be back in the company of great, loyal men who are following me in this struggle. Honestly, it cannot be done without any of you. It's because of all of you that we have gotten as far as we did. So thank you all for your loyalty. But unfortunately, my time has come to an end here, and I effectively immediately have to resign. I have to give up my post. Patrick is taking over. He'll be restoring Greater America. The Smiths will rule over the Zaenderist movement. Hail Smith! Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. That's going to get old pretty soon. That's going to get old pretty soon. We are not quitting. We are not resigning. We are not giving up. Not giving up. Let's get this show on the road, shall we? Can I just say, are you trusting the plan yet, my fellow Zaenderists? What's the saying? First, they ignore you. Then they laugh at you. And then they attack you. And then we win. Comrades, I don't think that these low-life piece of shit scum can ignore us any longer. Can you ignore a 120-player rally? No. They are trying to do everything they can to stop us. In fact, I just talked to my boss, and they are now trying to call in that I am a terrorist, and I am building an unstoppable cult of followers and loyalists to do a national takeover of the United States of America. Are these people delusional or what? Hello, insane asylum? I'm going to make a report that a mentally ill lunatic is trying to stop the rise of Christendom. Can you escort this mentally retarded freak out of this country? Thank you. Thank you. These people are ludicrous. And they think that my bosses are going to fire me. No. These people are delusional. And by the way, if you're going to get me fired, don't make me sound cooler than I actually am. Let me tell you all this. Nothing can stop the Zaenderist movement. Because the Zaenderist movement is made up of real Christians. It is a real grassroots movement of World War II. In April of 2024, we pledged we're this platform of e-girls, vermin, and degenerates who plagued the genre for far too long. And that we did. The Teutonic realm is not attacking us because we are evil. They are attacking us because they are afraid of what would happen in an World War II ran by Zaenderists. They tried to ignore us. They tried to stop us. And they knew that their days were numbered and that our patience had its limits. You will ignore us? No. We will ignore you. With Octavium now in the past, we can move on from our own community, from our own genre, without the burden of having Loikar breathing down our necks. No more mandated Stalemated events at games where we don't know the guns or systems. No more Loikar shared holder access where we have to censor our language. We are now unrestricted and free of Teutonia's influence. As a consequence, we can now go our own path. Today demonstrates that Zaenderism does not need Octavium, it does not need Teutonia, it does not need Stalemated. Frankly, it does not care for rumors or allegations that, from our point of view, are out of context and proclaim a guilty until proven innocent verdict over an innocent until proven verdict. We know that they rigged the trial of Teutonia. Judges and Octavium traitors ruled that tribunal, and we know that Loikard pressured the tribunal to have a guilty verdict. And we know what they did against me was not justice. The allegations in RCR document was a ploy to remove me from power because Octavium was becoming too much of a threat against Teutonia. That is why they removed me from power. Loikard made the worst mistake of his life. And now without us, Stalemated is doomed for failure. He will not find another community like us to partner with. I promise you that. And instead, he is surrounded by doxers, opportunists, and backstabbers who hunger for power and not for the right thing. Octavian can barely function without me, as the emperor becomes a revolving door. At least it was previously before the rise of Rising. Stalemated has become dull, boring, and inactive. Teutonia rushes to fight proxy wars in East Asia, which the player base does not find fun or engaging. There are dozens of Teutonians a month who are joining our ranks as the first real alternative to Teutonia as a World War II community. With the Zaenderist community now independent, we march onwards to new heights. Unrestricted and free, we will transform our community of LARPing into a community of Christ-like warriors. Prayer will become more so the norm before and after events, and God will come first above all, always. Even if you are not religious, you are welcome in this community. But know that while you are in this community, you must adhere to the morals and rules that are inherent within Zaenderism. So, to all the traitors, to every enemy, to every slanderer and liar and evildoer that has went against us, to every opportunistic media journalist on the payroll of Loikard and RCR who have contributed to the destruction of the only truly Christian community of this genre, to the corrupt who have sold out our group, we are coming for you. Your days are numbered. You think that you can replace us? You're wrong. We will replace you. Ave Zaenderism, Ave Aleczaender, and Ave Christus Rex. Of course, the last month has been tough. Exactly 1 month ago marks the release of the RCR documents. A lot of us thought we'd be safe, but on Saturday, the 28th, I hosted a rally, which held 160 attendants. That's 40 more than what we've had today at our peak. That is the second largest rally ever hosted by Octavian. The numbers shocked the platform that Octavian had such overwhelming power and loyalty, despite the odds that were against us. Out of 8,000 people, only 5 officers betrayed us at that time. Lookard released a poll demanding that the masses vote me guilty. And out of 200 plus recipients that voted in this Octavian poll, only 30 or so voted guilty. The vast majority of them being raiders, traitors, and individuals who were not relevant to the group. Lookard, among others, claimed this was only because I wielded a Lego power over them as dictator of Octavian. What I see in front of me, hundreds of people, of loyalists, of Xanders, who remain loyal to me despite losing the role of emperor over Octavian. In our Discord, we have almost 600 people. Does it look like to you that people were only there because of Lego power? Because I don't think so. Our power comes from 2 places, myself and God. In that speech, I said to have faith in the trust the plan. I said the trust in the trial, and then most importantly, trust in God above all. In that rally, I had spoken about struggles and how God uses struggle in our trials to strengthen not only our faith, but also demonstrate to the unfaithful that through faith, anything is possible. We may not have won the trial as we had hoped to, but that does not mean that we had lost the struggle. In that speech, I said that we will have to go through hell in order to prove our faith as genuine. We thought that the RCR document in the few traitors that left was hell, but it wasn't enough. God felt that we needed more struggle to prove our faith, and so God handed us the guilty verdict at the trial. And the people still rallied with great faith in the cause. But even then, God was not satisfied, and God handed us a YouTube hit piece by Monastic and allowed Satan to attack us once again, to further the blow and further the damage to our reputation. God wanted the odds to seem almost impossible for our recovery. We are present here today to say the odds are not impossible because God did. And it isn't because God hates us. Someone AA this server. Oh, I think it's an exploiter. The guy in all black probably is the exploiter. Hold on. Jill. Yeah, I see you. Unjail me. I see him. I see the exploiter. You sit tight there, little buddy. My little Lego minion. Era Falcon. All right. Is this everyone in jail? Watch this. That was really easy. They really don't put any work on these exploiters. I literally saw him right there and banned him. All right. Bring others. Oop. All right, regroup. Don't storm the palace. Just regroup. Oh, wait, did we not get the exploiter? Oh, it must have been someone else. This guy's kind of sus. Or wait, was that someone else that TP'd everyone? Hold on. Oh, that was Dark Res. Who gave Dark Res admin? I'm gonna ban that guy. Oh, it was Loot. Well, lesson learned, Loot. Don't give out admin freely. Perhaps. That was quick. That was like the quickest anti-exploiter action I think I've ever done in my life. Because we're already re-rallied. Let me check the admin list real quick, make sure there's no other randoms that are admin. Nope. All right. Well, lesson learned, don't give admin willy-nilly. As I was saying, it isn't because God hates us. I think we all know as true Christians that when bad things happen to us, it's not because of God hating us. If you read the book of Job in the Bible, you will come to find out it is actually a test of faith. In an ideal man in the high castle style world, sure, the outcome would be to win the trial. We run Octavium and we dominate the world as a single one world empire. But that would be too easy. Would that really bring people to the faith? Would that really convert minds and souls over to God? Would that be a good story to inspire others? Why give us the victory at the trial when that would cut the struggle short and live happily ever after? The Bible talks about healing people with great diseases and wounds, and that is because of their faith, sure. But what about the people who are not healed, who are not given miracle victories and continue to believe? Those who are, let's say, lose an arm or a leg and do not regain it back and still believe in God. That is the role that we are playing here, comrades. We are sending a message to those who are undergoing intense struggle, just like us, to show that faith is possible, even when our situation is hellish. There's actually a scene in the series The Chosen. Why Haven't You Healed Me is the title of the clip. Unfortunately, I could not find the Bible verse for this clip, but I think it speaks volumes what we're going through. In the clip, Apostle Little James asks Jesus about him healing the sick and wounded. And he asked Jesus if little James could also be healed, in the same way others could be healed, because little James had trouble walking. Jesus asked little James, "Do you want to be healed?" And little James responds, "Yes, of course, if that's possible." Jesus responds, I think you see enough to know it's possible." Little James then says to Jesus, "Why haven't you healed me then?" And Jesus responds, "Because I trust you." Jesus continues, "Little James, listen to me very carefully, because what I'm going to say defines your whole life to this point, and will define the rest of your life." Jesus explains how he could heal little James right now, and how that would make a really good story. But Jesus explains there are already dozens that can tell that story, and there would be hundreds and thousands more who would also share that testimony. But Jesus asked little James, think of your story that he has, that people will find it remarkable, that you still praise God despite your condition, despite your struggle, to know how to focus on what matters more than your body, and that being God. Jesus asked little James to show people his patience with his suffering, because his comfort will be in eternity with God at the end of the day, and the suffering that he undergoes on earth will be temporary. Jesus then asked little James, how many people do you think the Father and I trust this with? The answer is not many. There is actually a quote that goes along with this well, and that quote, as you all know, is, God gives his toughest battles to his toughest soldiers. God could heal us of this struggle. God could give us Octavium back, and times would be good again right now. But that is not a good story, and that will not bring more faith to more people. But a story where we undergo struggle tirelessly, undergoing more attacks, undergoing more struggle, and rebuilding from scratch to rebuild our empire is more powerful of a story that will bring faith to thousands of people. So many people have it easy that they can receive miracles and still have faith. But how many people don't receive miracles and still have faith? That is what we need to demonstrate. And that is pivotal as to why we must endure and win this struggle. If my spiritual guidance is accurate, God has plans for us that extend beyond anything that we've dreamed of. Job 121. Blessed be the Lord who gives and takes away. If God can allow that we be ridden of what we have, then God can reclaim and re-give us what has been removed. So have faith a little longer, comrades, and good times will reign supreme once again. The old chapter of Octavium is over, and the new chapter of Zaenderism has just begun. As promised, today I will unveil more of a great plan going forth into the future. There has been some changes that inhibit the original plan, but I will reveal what was planned originally. The Risings came to me and requested that I return to Octavium alongside the Zaenderists. The discussion took a few hours, and there was a lot of talk about even letting me return as Emperor down the road. This idea excites most of you. The idea of reclaiming Octavium would be fun. It would be. But this deal to us is no different than a kid looking at candy at the candy store for 20 bucks a piece, not realizing down the road there is a booth giving it for free. This is a deal we cannot accept because it will once again burden us with the possibility of removal down the road. A Plan B deal was arranged to return to Octavian with a political movement and civil role as an emperor to give us something to do. However, there were concerns overtaking over the group, and the plan was canceled. So, a new Plan C was made, and as you all might have heard, I will be returning to Octavium to attend a town hall tomorrow at 5 o'clock p.m. EST. Let us show up in mass to both the town hall and the Octavium Discord server to show the overwhelming power of Zaenderism. If you're banned from the server or in need of an invite, then consult my Grand Chairman, PaterickJSmith, or consult my Grand Director, Frederick Praetorian. Otherwise, the new plan is as follows. Patrick J. Smith, as Grand Chairman, will be appointed to run the Legionary Orderstate of Octavium. I've spoken with Rising as well as Stahl, the original maker of Madrid, and have been advised that we are allowed to recycle and use Madrid for our projects and our purposes. The Risings intend to replace Madrid, and they do not care for it, as they have demonstrated in private in discussion. So the rights belong to us. Stahl has further validated this claim because he is the original maker of the map, and we have bought the rights from him. Even if the Risings protested this, we know that Stahl holds the ultimate DMC responsibility, of which the rights were purchased by me, so we are in the clear. The Legionary Orderstate of Octavium will act as a temporary project. Paramilitaries and divisions will return, but in limited capacity. The Orderstate will act as the army in itself with divisions. The political infrastructure will exist within Zaenderism, which is our current political movement. While Patrick spearheads this temporary Octavian Orderstate for those who really want to LARP and wear a uniform and march around, I will reside here in Zaenderism, regrouping our members for a new project in the inevitable future. The goal is to hit 1,000 Discord members in this Discord server. We are almost nearly there at almost 600 Discord members before ultimately deciding to embark on this new project. Once we have hit or gotten close to that number, that will give me the clear sign to proceed with the next project. But what is this next project? What is this big plan that we have arranged? Well, as foreshadowed in my recent videos, the new project will be a community project. Similar to that of Stalemated, it will not be a single nation like Octavium, but a collective of factions owned by different players that will fight against each other on a theater map. The reason for choosing this format is because we believe that this format is way more fun, engaging, and full of content, as opposed to the format of creating an empire. Everyone sits at the border all day with occasional events, and there's no op-4 to fight. Our World War II is dead, and frankly, the majority of the community wants nothing to do with us. Teutonia, USM, IRF, Rhine, Germanica, and other superpowers are all in their own bubble, making their empire against ours. Making a new empire is not worth it unless there is an active op-4. So what is the solution? The solution is to make our own community. It is to manufacture our own op-4 by pitting our own members against each other in a LARP war similar to that of Stalemated. This idea would not require us to produce empires that rally 200 people. and established a community with a fertile foundation. Richterists, Smiths, Santiago's, Fartius, and others would form their own factions and their own alliances and wage war against each other. So, in the meantime, this is what you can do. Get involved in the Orderstate, join the Orderstate, join a division. This will be the last time that we do any form of Octavium LARP. So if you love Octavium, and you want to give it one last go before we move on to the next phase of our chapter, then join the Orderstate. We will eventually bring Madrid back. It will have activity. It will be a mini Octavium, so to speak. So that's your last chance for something Octavian to exist. Contribute to Zaenderism by donating. You can donate on the Roblox store page. You can buy the merch, which we just updated and is now on sale. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel or pay for YouTube Premium on the channel, so on and so forth. You can join a committee. There are many committees under Zaenderism: relations, security, intelligence, whatever fits the bill. And also, you can recruit your friends to the cause. There are still Zaenderists who are lost and don't know where to find us. Make sure that you are reaching out to your old COs and friends to rejoin. If they debate you on the allegations, then send them my videos and send them my documents. Understand my points so that you can defend them yourself and not require my videos to defend my points. Some of you have already begun doing this. A lot of what we will be doing is playing the waiting game. We're doing a lot of game nights, a lot of movie nights, a lot of chilling, a lot of just relaxing. There's no wars, there's no big battles. A lot of what we will be doing is regrouping our forces for a counterattack. There will be a lot of developments and a lot of waiting around, which is not very fun. But as I said before, enjoy it while it lasts. When our next project is up, it will be back to the grind. The daily trainings, the daily activity, the 80 people at our main map. And then you will say, damn, I really do wish that back then I took a break for a little bit. Our focus is regrouping and rebuilding our forces. Otherwise, the biweekly rallies are back. The officer meetings are back. And frankly, I think Zaenderism is back. Are we back or what? Because I think, frankly, we're back. Over 100 people attended this rally. 100 people in the stage. I believe the peak was 120. I think that we're back. And I think that this demonstration shows we are unconquerable, unvanquished, unstoppable. We love to see it. So, with the vast majority of the offenses against us out of the way, we can proceed as we were. And if more problems resurface, if more pieces are leveraged on us, then we will deal with them like we dealt with other problems. We remain unvanquished and unconquered. We will strive to continue fighting the hard struggle until we win. We will not falter, we will not waver, and we will not capitulate. Our people would rather go down fighting than surrender at the feet of evil. This is not a war of loyalists versus disloyalists or a war of Octavium versus Antonia, but a spiritual war of good versus evil right now. Do not let the evildoers win. Do not allow a victory for the enemy. Fight, fight, fight until we've won every last battle or until the very last man has taken his last final breath. I can for sure say that I will not quit and that I will not relent and that I will not give up no matter the cost and no matter the uphill battle that we endure. We're under a lot of threats and pressure. Our opposition seek to eradicate us. They prepared community-wide blacklists and ban lists on our people in order to stop us into giving up. But they're far too late to put forth these directives. The Zaenderist people are prepared to totally dedicate themselves to our movement. By isolating us, they only strengthen us. Not a single one of us is afraid of the leverage that they will try to hold over us. We are ready to commit all to build a strong, healthy Christian community for our people. If they want to stop us from ever doing that, they will have to kill us all individually, one by one. And we know, they don't have the balls to do any of that to us. They don't have the balls to kill us in real life. So that will never happen. Continue to trust the plan. continue to have loyalty for our cause, and continue to serve in any capacity that you are able. We need developers, designers, social media managers, foot soldiers, whatever capacity that you can serve, do so now. Right now may suck. The times may be difficult, but believe me when I say this, good times are near. Give it time, give it a little bit of waiting, and once again, the golden age of Zaenderism shall proceed as it was in the beginning. And lastly, I want to give a big thank you to all of you. Honestly, a big thank you to Patrick for stepping up as Grand Chairman when Hughes had disappeared. I will not elaborate. I want to give a big thank you to the development team for putting in a mid-effort towards the map. I'm not very happy with them right now, but they built the map and we're here and it's all fun and games. But that being said, dev team could do a little bit of a better job getting shit done on time, okay? Fixing the spawns, but we love our dev team. Developers are amazing. Thank you, my developers, for your hard work and loyalty. And thank you all for being here. Through it all, you've all been here through thick and thin. You've all remained by my side, ready to obey pretty much every command that I give. There is no thanks, no word that can describe how thankful I am for really all of you guys and the immeasurable love that I have for you as a collective people. I always say that I'm married to my empire. I always say I'm married to the job, and I really am. There's no greater joy than to lead all of you. And that is something that I will continue to do throughout my older years, whether the enemy likes it or not. If there is one reason why I will never give up on all of you, it is because all of you have never given up on me. So therefore, I will never give up on all of you, my Zaenderist people, my loyal people, a people no greater than the Zaenderist exists in this day and age. Rise, 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 Zaenderists. Show to the world how great of a people you are. That's it. That's my Zaenderists. No power like a Zaenderist. So, that being said, I'm going to turn off the whitelist so we can enjoy the map and let the people join. Death to the traitors. Long live the loyalists. Thank you all. Enjoy the new map. And remember, there's no party like an Alexander party. Ave Zaenderism. Ave Alexander. Ave Christus Rex. Ave. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the show.